Fame from Sister Wives' Heartbreak is not new to Meri Brown. She appears to be ready to resume dating after taking some time to recover. Finally, a man seems to have captured her interest. The reality TV personality is prepared to embark on a new chapter in her life. And it looks like love will be the main theme. When the TV personality finally entered the realm of Salt Lake City speed dating, everyone was in disbelief. In the most recent episode, she made significant progress. She was spotted with Jen Sullivan, her best friend. She was quite anxious, yet there was also an optimistic side to her. However, what transpired when the speed dating event started? Was it she who discovered the one? To find out what, continue reading. It seems to be hilarious that Sister Wives star Meri Brown shared what she was looking for in a husband. With all of her snort laughter, she went on to say that she doesn't want someone who doesn't like her. According to Brown, someone is simply not her type if they don't comprehend all of this. Kody Brown and Meri were wed for almost 20 years. The ex-couple also made the decision to file for divorce in 2014. She added, "I need a man who knows and loves this bitch," to her pal Jen Sullivan. Her ex-husband has previously admitted to having peculiar laughing habits. He claimed that Meri's snort laugh had never bothered him. Kody is currently exclusively wed to Robyn Brown. "In any case, I don't care if you fart when you laugh accidentally," he continued. Meri ventured into the realm of speed dating in the most recent Sister Wives episode. She and Jen Sullivan, her best friend, traveled to Salt Lake City. She was obviously anxious when she first arrived, yet hopeful. Jen was there to support her emotionally and helped her relax before the event began. To help her relax, Sullivan also gave her some motivational speeches. Finding a date would not be so simple, though, as soon as the event got underway. Meri was initially paired with Lee, who appeared to be somewhat reserved, as he only gave one-word responses to all questions. "Perhaps I wasn't asking the right questions," she remarked. She added that there were undoubtedly painful times. In addition, Brown got to know Jeff her next date, and regrettably, things worsened. He began making jokes about her TV job as soon as he sat down with her. "I suppose you're the house celebrity, huh?" he asked. Jeff later made some awkward remarks about her past and the polygamous marriage she was a part of, which made the conversation even worse. "Married twice, only one at a time," he remarked. Anybody would have been a little uneasy about this. According to Brown, she dislikes stupid jokes. However, things began to change when her third date sat with her. Janelle seemed to be very at ease with the 37-year-old Daniel. There was no need for the two to make an extra effort to communicate. Before Meri realized that one of her children is 29 years old, everything appeared to be ideal. "You could almost be my kid," she said. "This is strange." Then Ron came in and everything was different. She told the cameras that she admired Ron's confidence as soon as they spoke. In addition, she mentioned that he is 6 feet tall, attractive, and likes dogs and traveling. Who wouldn't fall for someone like that? "Meri, we understand." Ron also mentioned that he will undoubtedly write Brown's name on his survey card. Brown said that Ron was the only real candidate she would like to meet again when Jen asked her to complete the match form after the event so she might receive more matches. A major character on TLC's Sister Wives, Meri Brown, has experienced her share of heartbreaks and well-publicized love difficulties. She has dealt with a series of emotional setbacks, personal development, and in the end, her quest for love and fulfillment as viewers have followed her through the intricacies of a polygamous marriage. Meri's life seemed to be moving in a more positive direction lately. It's possible that the woman who had a husband in common with Kody Brown and was constantly passed over by him in favor of his other marriages has finally found happiness. This wasn't always the case, though. She had a difficult time finding love for herself and, more recently, a new relationship. A difficult path. Meri and Kody's relationship early on in Sister Wives. Meri had her first significant public heartbreak as a result of her involvement in the intricate, frequently demanding, and emotionally taxing dynamics of her relationship with Kody Brown. Because he had several women, Kody frequently displayed more love and care for his other wives, especially Robyn, the youngest who joined the family later in the series. Once Kody's first wife, Meri, was severely impacted by this emotional neglect. Kody acknowledged that he had an emotional bond with his previous spouses that he was unable to reproduce with Meri, and their marriage saw many ups and downs. Meri talked candidly about the widespread feeling of loneliness that existed in addition to the romantic neglect, particularly as Kody's relationships with his other spouses grew closer. Despite continuing to play her part in their family's polygamous system, Viewers witnessed Meri cry and vent her displeasure with Kody's lack of affection for several seasons. Following Meri's emotional catfishing controversy in 2015, things took a far darker turn. She thought she was talking to Sam Cooper, a man she had been made to believe was a possible love interest. But it turned out that Sam Cooper was actually a woman adopting a false identity to emotionally control Meri, not a male at all. Meri was completely devastated by this controversy and felt deceived, not just by the catfish, but also by her own frailty. As Meri faced her own fears and the painful reality of being alone in her marriage with Kody, it turned out to be a pivotal moment for her. Meri and Kody remained married for a number of additional years, attempting to work things out despite the emotional turmoil. But it became evident in later Sister Wives seasons that Kody and Meri's relationship was irrevocably damaged. Kody acknowledged that they were no longer romantically involved, but he described their union as spiritually married. The pair openly announced their separation in 2021 as their feelings of emotional desertion grew more intense. This separation, however, did not appear to devastate Meri. Rather, she appeared to seize the chance for personal development. It took some time for Meri to move on from Kody, and she needed to find a way to reestablish her spiritual and emotional foundation. Meri grew stronger over time and was resolved to take back her individuality apart from her role as Kody's wife. She took more trips, followed her own interests, such as running a boutique, and experimented with what happiness meant to her. Self-discovery's power. Finding a new love partner was only one aspect of Meri's journey after her split with Kody. Another was rediscovering who she was. Viewers of Sister Wives saw Meri struggle with her own value and continuously wonder where she fit in with her family and the wider world. Kody's self-esteem was severely damaged by the emotional toll of being second in her life for years, as well as the betrayal from the catfishing incident. But as time went on, Meri opened up more about the significance of healing and self-care. She prioritized her own personal development while taking control of her mental and emotional well-being. As she attempted to fulfill her roles as a wife and mother in a multiple marriage, she began to put her own needs and goals first, something that had frequently been overlooked. Lizzie's Heritage Inn, her boutique, came to represent this change. Meri was able to express her creativity, ambition, and newly discovered independence through the company. Her journey was one of empowerment, demonstrating to her supporters that even after going through so much heartbreak, one could emerge stronger than before. Meri was determined to find love despite everything, and she wasn't going to settle for anything less. She expressed in a number of interviews her wish to be in a love relationship that was founded on respect for one another, emotional ties, and genuine collaboration rather than the emotional abuse she experienced in her marriage to Kody. And that's the start of her most recent romance. Presenting Meri's new relationship, the Dream Man Meri started making references to a new relationship on social media in 2023. She had been uploading images of herself with a man who seemed to be everything Kody had not been: present, kind, and kind. She had also been sharing more about her personal life. The shift in Meri's behavior was immediately noticed by Sister Wives fans. The days of loneliness and emotional weakness were over. She was replaced by a woman who appeared to be really content and, possibly for the first time in years, happy. Meri has discussed in interviews how she feels happier and more balanced as a result of this new relationship. She has revealed glimpses of her time with her new companion, including intimate, joyful, and humorous moments, but she has never been overtly forthcoming about who he is. In a particularly touching article, Meri talked about how this man had given her a sense of worth and love that she had never known before. Her supporters couldn't help but cheer for her, many of whom had followed her journey for years. Meri had obviously at last met someone who truly cared about her. In contrast to her turbulent previous relationship with Kody, this one appears to be based on respect and equality. Meri has expressed candidly how crucial it is for her to have emotional support and be with someone who appreciates her as much as she does. By all accounts, her new partner appears to be just what she's been looking for, someone who makes her feel important and not simply like an afterthought. Takeaways: what we can learn from Meri's journey. Meri Brown's path from tragedy to self-discovery serves as a potent reminder that happiness and personal development may come from even the most traumatic events. Her tale is one of fortitude, tenacity, and the value of loving oneself. Her connection with Kody defined her for years, but she eventually realized that no one person, least of all one who was unable to show her the love and affection she so well deserved, could truly define her value. Her experience also emphasizes how crucial it is to give yourself time to recover. In order to heal from the mental scars caused by Kody and the catfishing incident, Meri decided to take her time finding a new partner. She was ultimately able to start a relationship from a place of emotional readiness, rather than desperation, thanks to this time of introspection, which was essential in helping her find her passions and desires. Meri's path is one of liberty in many respects. She has accepted the idea of a bright, fresh future and no longer feels defined by her previous hardships. Even though Meri and Kody's relationship ended in disappointment, she now feels hopeful and optimistic. Her experience shows that love can strike at any time, but it's also important to make sure you're content and entire before giving your heart to someone else. Going ahead, Meri's new chapter. Even though Meri's new relationship is just getting started, it's clear that this is a new chapter in her life. She used to seem like the most emotionally aloof of the Brown spouses, but now she seems to have discovered happiness, self-assurance, and friendship. Viewers of Sister Wives will surely see Meri's journey from a woman whose marriage destroyed her heart to one who is regaining her voice, her power, and her right to happiness as the show's seasons progress. Meri Brown's path to discovering her ideal partner is proof of the value of self-acceptance, personal development, and realizing that pleasure originates internally rather than outside. Meri is finally entering a future she can genuinely call her own, with the appropriate partner at her side and the emotional calm that had eluded her for so long. And the future appears bright for the first time in a long time.